everybody? Welcome back once again to the live stream. Machine says he's first on the chat, so
yep,
he got first dibs. But anyway, welcome back to JJ Builds. You know, as JJ with you once again, and we got Mr. Machine on the horn as well. Say hi, Mr. Machine.
Hello.
There you go. First time here, hit the subscribe button. Keep me working. Hit the like button. If you really like the channel and you like Mr. Machine, hit the like button. Keep him working. And don't forget about the notification bell so you know when we post the next video or live stream. Okay, today, guys, we got some information. Mr. Machine stepped into some information. He passed it along to me. I read it and I took care. I liked it because it's information nobody's talking about. Machine, you want to elaborate a little bit on what this users cry foul after AMD stripped memory crypto from its consumer CPUs?
I don't know much about that. I remember I didn't read that whole thing.
Yeah, I know. But we're going to go through it anyway. You got the article already pulled up?
I don't. I just have the other one pulled up.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get into the other one a little bit later. I think this one's going to be more important, that kind of thing.
Yep.
So, but we're going to talk about this article that we're seeing here, guys. And I hope the stream goes well. Okay, before we talk about the article, here's an update about my adventure with getting my own cable router box. I told you guys I got an Aries G34 cable box. I plugged it in. Guess what happened? Machine, should I tell them what happened? How much the torture I went through and going through 16 different technicians on that box. And you know what they all told me? You know what they told me, Machine?
What?
It's my box, my problem, fuck off.
Yep.
Why sell it in? Why do these companies sell this stuff in the store? If you're going to tell if these ISPs are going to tell the consumer to go piss off, why sell it and have the customer go through that whole rigmarole to find out that that box is not going to work with the ISP, and that's Internet Service Provider? It's not fair to the consumer, and I think it's a load of crap. And I'm just going to be... Hello there, John Paul Bacon. Good to see you there, brother. Good to see you. Welcome back once again. So they tell me all this crap. I can't get the box kept intermittently dropping signal and coming back, dropping signal, coming back. You know, I was done. I spent $200 on that piece of shit. $200. And it was FCC approved. And you're telling me that these companies can't fix what the problem is? That they can't get the box to work on their service that I pay for? Are you kidding me? You got to be shitting me right now. So, I was left with no other alternative because I have to keep my channel moving. No other alternative. So, I did the due diligence, went back to Best Buy, took back the router, got my money back. I went over to the Spectrum store. The dude was cool. I'll give him that credit. The dude was cool there. He helped me out as best as he could. Now, when he told me that the box should be ready to go when I got home, it should be plug and play. Yeah, right. I plugged it in. It wanted me to take an how can I say this? It wanted me to set up the box. If you put the codes in for the box should be all set and ready to go. But the box wasn't. And finding out that, now that they did away with a certain, the main login screen, because guess what? When did Microsoft decided to block the local IP address for the router box? They decided to block it. So you can't get it on your computer anymore. You have to use your goddamn telephone in order to set up your router box. Oh, this has just been such a trial and error, guys. Such a trial and error. I'll tell you what, I was just so freaking pissed off for the last week over this. And then in the end, out of all the Spectrum people that I dealt with, including technicians and everything else, there's only 2 people that was able to solve my problem in Spectrum. And that was over the phone. 2 people. And now we're back online once again with the new box. Hopefully it's not refurbished. Because with refurbished box being used over and over on different IP servers and all that it could take and develop a virus and locked into the memory. Because once that happens and it's locked into the memory, guess what happens? You get it on your computer. And I was praying to God. And they said, no, it's not a refurbished box. It's brand new. Yeah, well, why did it come in a refurbished package? Does that make sense, Machine?
Mm-hmm.
Why lie to the consumer when you know it's all refurbished anyway? Because they don't buy brand new. They buy all refurbished now. Because that's the best way they can save a buck. So, hello there, MTBK. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Sorry, guys. I'm having my little complaint section about my internet. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. And this is the top of the cake. They told me I was supposed to be getting 1.2 gigabytes per second on the upload. And they told me I was supposed to get 1 gigabyte per second on the download. Oh, I got 932 megabytes per second on the download, but I'm still getting, and they put right on my little phone there that says, oh, you're only getting 35 megs of upload speed. Like, you motherfuckers. Machine, I was like, you gotta be shitting me. So I go through all that trouble just to find out they're giving me the same goddamn speed that they were going to give with that $200 router box that I got. That's it. So this thing to where they said, oh, they're upgrading our internet service and everything else, we're going to be getting 1 gigabyte on the upload and 1 gigabyte on the download. That didn't happen. And now, when I was talking to the tech that came out here, he says, well, but he was told that it's not all provisioned just yet. But then why work on something when you haven't implemented it? Makes no sense, man. I mean, truthfully, it does not make sense.
You have the worst luck when it comes to this stuff.
I know, right? Hey, but look, it gives me the great bitch session of it all. Especially you got see, this is good information for people to know, especially if they're going through the same thing I'm going through. I feel your pain at this point. I know, Machine, you're lucky, because I know that,
I pay for no problems.
Yes.
I pay $100 more a month than you do. I have a business Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I pay the extra money so I don't have issues. But if I wasn't, I'd probably be having some of the issues you have.
Probably.
So you got to pay for convenience now.
Yeah.
So, like I just don't want to deal with that stuff because it pisses me off. So I pay the money, which I shouldn't really have to do. I should be able to get the basic account and be fine.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know there's going to be issues because my neighbors have issues. So I don't want to have to worry about that. So I got to pay.
When you got issues, you got tissues.
Yep.
But the thing is I have to go through this experience and take everybody along with me, right? For the simple fact, if I don't, and I don't point out the things that are wrong, people are going to be like, Jay, how come you didn't say anything? How come you didn't point this out the last time? People want to know these things. People want to know the hardship you're going through with these companies and the crap they pull. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, at least you're not having issues with the camera. At least that one's pretty. Overall, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's ironed out for now. It's ironed out for now. I just want to make sure my voice is matching with the video. So I know I got that piece ironed out. So everybody can see I got that ironed out. But let's get to the story, man. Let's go to the first story that I got on the chopping block. Users cry foul after AMD stripped memory crypto from its consumer CPUs. Yeah. I agree, John Paul. It is all a game. I agree. See, what they're saying is that there's an encryption on your CPUs that protects your system RAM. Okay. And it seems that AMD has turned it off and only made it for the Pro series. Enterprise series, they only made it for the Pro series. So they decided to not tell anybody until a security analyst found this out. And when he found this out, he started questioning MSI, Gigabyte, and what brought my attention to it is when they start talking about the 9700X, they were throwing that in there. And they're throwing in the X870 MSI motherboard. We got the B850, but still, it's the 800 series motherboard. And everybody's like wondering, what did they rip out? What did you think they ripped out? Well, let's put it to the test. It's called Transparent Secure Memory Encryption. TSME for short. So what they did is they with your motherboard manufacturers, okay, when they got a code, a new update for the BIOS, in that new code, they turned TSME off. They turned the encryption off on processors that are not Pro Series processors, like Epic and probably Threadripper. So this is where it starts to suck. Especially if they turned off that added protection for the system RAM. Because the system RAM, when it's designed, it has memory holes. And in these memory holes, these little clusters, that hackers can inject code into these little holes, these little empty clusters, and then they can inject a malware code into it. And basically that malware code can take control of your whole PC. So AMD decided that they didn't want to, they didn't want to do anything anymore. So they just said they're just making it for the pro CPUs. But at one time they did say that they were giving it to the consumer CPUs, all the way down to the 3700X. Or is it? Yeah, I think it was 3700X. So this analyst took and turned around and put a chart up, which you guys can see right here. We'll blow it up a little bit. And what they did is they were looking for secure boot, and look, platform secure boot disabled. SPI replay protection not supported. Suspend to idle disabled. Processor rollback protection disabled. Encryption RAM not supported. So they found all this, and that makes me really, 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 really wonder about the firmware security on my PC alone. If this is missing, then we're in a heap of trouble, guys. Machine, what do you think? Give me some thoughts on this.
Well, I mean, my question is why? Why do they do it?
It could be a money game. It could be that they feel that the engineers felt that it's not warranted or supported anymore. So they, instead of the space being allocated for that, they allocate the space somewhere else. But what they don't realize is once you take off the protection, the pass-through protection for your CPU, and it goes directly into the system RAM, what protection do you have left?
Yeah, it says AMD has declined to explain it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they're not going to come out with it right up front. They're going to be pressured to find out why, and in the end of the day, they're going to come out with saying, and John Paul, hurry back, man.
Oh, excuse me.
They're going to come back saying that they made a mistake, or that it was a bug, or they're not going to say they made a mistake. They're never going to claim mistake, because when people start to hear that they made a mistake, that brings doubt. That brings big doubt to the company. Look what happened with Intel and the Raptor Lake. You know how much backlash they got over that? For a 2-year mistake, they've been selling the processor for 2 damn years, and all of a sudden it comes up with problems. You know how much backlash they got from that?
They lost a lot of sales because of it too.
Oh yeah, they lost a lot of supporters from them.
Yep. The confidence dropped like a rock too.
Yeah. When a company kind of pushes bullshit out to the public, and they don't think the public's watching, they're only going to say what the public wants to hear. They're not going to say what the public doesn't want to hear. They're not going to admit to a mistake. They're not going to admit to the fact that they put more AMD CPUs by the consumer at risk by what they just did. And you can't trigger that on. That's only can be triggered through firmware. And unless you know how to code, that's the only way you're going to get that to turn back on again. So, and with it not being supported, they put the trigger code to make it a false, to turn it off. Because the way they turn it on is they check it on true, and then they can turn it off by hitting false. So the problem is there's only one protection you got left, and that is the kernel protection by Microsoft Windows. And that's not even guaranteed. That's not even guaranteed to keep malware microcode out of your BIOS. Secure boot is no longer under a certain protection anymore, because now it can be bypassed through the what do you call it? Through the Agiza program that's set in the BIOS. Just by TSME. They can go right around and bypass TSME and lose that protection. Yeah. I mean, without that memory encryption, we are going to have the worst time in the world, I think. As much as we say we love AMD, there's always another snake oil trick that either AMD or Intel pulls. We don't even know if Intel is going to do the same thing. So we don't know which way to swing when it comes to CPUs anymore. If they're going to keep ripping protection off of it, then we're going to have nothing left. Do you agree or disagree with that, man?
Yep. I mean, maybe everything is a small little ploy to get us to a different computing way of doing compute.
It's almost to the point it's pushing us off of x86 to ARM.
Yeah.
So that's what we need to go to, right? A chip that runs our cell phones. So our desktop are now going to become cell phones, which is possible. You can turn a desktop into an Android phone. It is possible. So I don't know. This is bad news for the community. And everybody watching, I am not needle picking AMD. I'm not needle picking them. Is when you find information like this and you have a top security analyst stating this and saying there's a problem, and they have to go to these motherboard manufacturing companies and bug the crap out of them to get them to test what's going on. And for them to find this out, how come they're not asking AMD questions? How come they're not standing up for their products? How come they're letting AMD modify their microcode to their motherboards? It becomes bad business, guys. I mean, doesn't that make sense, Machine? You think about it. I mean, if you're basing your whole motherboard solely on the CPU and they modify that microcode, what happens if they modify it the wrong way and it burns up the motherboard? Who's at fault? The motherboard manufacturer, not AMD. They're not held responsible for that code. The motherboard manufacturer is held responsible for that code. So, and with the motherboard manufacturer not knowing this and now getting wind of it, what about the consumer? Like they said, all you got to do is reinstall the new Microsoft Windows, and guess what? I guess somewhere in their code is probably going to get into the firmware of your Agiza when it comes to your motherboard operating, and they're going to modify it without you even knowing it. That explains why AMD did a chipset update and says it must be put in because of Windows 11 25H2. This explains a lot. Why they were pushing for that update for the firmware to be modified. Remember, you got firmware on your motherboard, and also you got firmware. If you go into your device manager, you got firmware that connects to the firmware of the motherboard. So basically, the motherboard's connected to Windows. It has to be in order to control the hardware. And that's including your system RAM. So now, if you get a virus or malware, and they inject a certain code in that malware to your PC, that means your RAM can get infected. That'll suck. Because that right there is the whole heart of the system. Not just because of the VRAM on your graphics card has nothing to do with it. At least the one good thing is the VRAM on your graphics card is locked away by another set of codes. So at least that's your graphics card's protected. But your system RAM is not. It's vulnerable. That's the reason why we're bringing this up today, Machine, you know? And I'm glad that you brought that up. Seriously, I'm glad you brought that up, bro. Because this right here is another chalk in AMD's back pocket to make more money. To lock the consumer out of protections. Especially with the CPU. You guys might not think it's nothing, but I've been doing this 3 decades. I know it's something. I know this is the real deal. I know getting this 9000 series processor, I thought it was good. I thought it had the protections and everything else, but guess what? Now it doesn't. Unless it's a Pro Series chip, an Epic Series chip. You know, Enterprise. I guess everything's going to Enterprise now. So the Pro Series on Windows 11 don't mean a Pro Series anymore. It means your Pro Series just turned into your Home Series. So you got only a certain level of protection on Microsoft Windows. And to take away that extra layer of protection really sucks. Don't you agree, Machine? Losing that extra layer of protection, especially when you're playing your game and somehow here's an example. You're playing a game and it's got what do you call that that anti-cheat, right? But that anti-cheat is bypassing the kernel in the operating system, and it's going directly to your motherboard. It's controlling the secure boot on your motherboard, which they did talk about this. What happens if a player you're playing the same game, a multiplayer game, and that player decides that he's going to trick you without you even knowing it, and he injects a code into your motherboard, and you don't even know it. And days later, you find out that, your computer is just acting really wonky. You think it's the hard drive. You think the SSD is going bad or something. But find out you've been hacked directly into the heart of your system. And guess what? AMD left it wide open. Put it all on center field for all the hackers in the world to be able to get in your PC. They just left it wide open. Take very special consideration when you run games with anti-cheat. I will not ever, ever, ever download a game with anti-cheat. Never. Single player games, I'll test it with new equipment and all that. But when it comes to multiplayer games, I will not play them. Not with any kind of anti-cheat that attaches to the kernel of my operating system. I will never allow that. This is good advice for some people. If you spent a lot of money on your PC and you don't want that to go up in smoke, I suggest you carefully watch what you're doing. When I look at emails, I look at emails in the raw. I don't look at emails. I don't open up emails anymore. I got a new way that I do my emails. I open up into the raw form. So that means I see all the code and what's in the email at the same time. But I'm not going to get, malware injected in my computer, is because I know how to work around that. Yes, you're right there, MTBK. Anti-cheat is problematic. People just don't realize how problematic it is. I had this run-in with Epic Games. I had a big problem with Epic Games with them trying to inject the code into my kernel operating system. I took them I ripped everything Epic game that's out of my system. I will not download anything that says Epic Games. For the simple fact, when they take control of your PC, they do more than take control of your PC. They take control of your data. Read their terms of service. Machine, you know about Epic Games terms of service.
Mm-hmm.
And you know anything that you do that deals with Epic Games, including if you're making a video on Epic Games, they're going to want a piece of your property. Basically, if you make money off of their games, they're going to claim a lawsuit on you, and they're going to take you to court, and they're going to take away all what you made off of those videos. That's a part of their terms of service. That's why they suck ass. That's why I don't have Epic Games, because I don't trust them. Especially when they have control, not just of the game in your PC, they got the control of seeing everything in your PC. Everything. So you guys think Epic Games is all good. They can see everything. As soon as you link to one of their games, they can see everything in your PC. It just opens up like the Red Sea. Do you know that, Machine? Hello there, Mr. DV. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome back. So, Machine, what do you think about Epic?
I try not to think.
Okay.
I have one game on there, and it's free.
Right.
So, I don't buy games on Epic.
Right. Okay, so you ready to shift to the next story?
Sure.
You brought this up, so let's do it.
What? Yeah.
The one that says bad news for NVIDIA, Amazon, and Microsoft. There's no longer enough cash for AI. Did you have anything to say about it?
Well, if they're running out of money, which is what this article thinks, at some point they're not going to be able to borrow anymore. because that's all you can do right now is borrow, unless you can make enough cash. Like, of course, Apple's not mentioned here because Apple's just made of cash, so they don't have to worry about this just yet. But if you have four of the major companies having to borrow money to get more AI infrastructure, it's just, at some point, investors are going to be like, I'm not going into this anymore, and it's already started. Nvidia's down 8% for the week. So is Amazon.
Yeah.
Google. Like, all these companies that are just throwing money away like crazy. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Mr. DV said hello to you, bro. He said it in the chat.
Hey, DV.
So, yeah, you're right, man. Everybody has to understand the borrowing policy of the United States. The United States, in the beginning of time, when it come to the before taxes and all that, they were based upon gold, and gold was the currency of trade for the United States back then. But then as time went on, they did the trade of IOUs. So basically they would borrow money that they didn't have to pay back. So that comes up to the fact that they stopped using gold as a currency trade and they start using IOUs as currency trade. See, somebody would buy an IOU from another person. Let's say they turn around and have an IOU for $20. They turn around, they would sell it for $35. Somebody would buy it for $35. Then they would take and sell it again for $40 and so on. That's how they make their money, is by buying and selling IOUs. It's just like us in China. The government owes China $18 trillion. The United States owes China $18 trillion alone. And the rest of that money, the IOUs, are divvied up amongst all the rest of the other countries. So there's a lot of money that the United States owes, and everybody knows that the $37 trillion that the United States owes, they're never going to pay back in a lifetime. It'll take them 127 years to pay that back. If they did it in the direction that they're doing it. So, but yeah, I see what you're saying. But with AI, it's going to be the same thing. It's somebody's writing an IOU to somebody else, and somebody else is buying that IOU. It goes on and on and on. You know what I mean? So that just comes down to it all. AI will survive. Okay? Businesses won't. AI will. Because AI is nothing but an algorithm when people wake up and smell the coffee. It's nothing but a written algorithm that somebody wrote in their basement. That's it. Your chat bot is a code that was written by somebody from their basement. Just like how Bill Gates and Steve Jobs got started with Microsoft and Apple. They were in their garage writing code to a computer that, the green screen kind of computer kind of thing. That's how they started off. And they built a code going around Microsoft Windows. But they built it off of a code that was actually from Linux. You know how you got developers on Linux? That's exactly how Microsoft got started. Was taking a Linux code, changing the code, and making a whole new code for x86. Now Intel started coming out with the x86, the 8086 chips. So they needed somebody with technical skills to write an operating system to match. So that's where those two came in. And then later on, they just modified the code. Windows 95 was hell. It was hell. It was a program that was behind in times. Windows 3.1 was better than Windows 95. So, but then Bill Gates said something to the whole world. I guess their lead tech said something to the whole world. We are making a change, and the changes are going to be in the apps. Hear what I'm saying? The change is going to be made in the apps. We're going to make the apps more enhanced, better for Windows. And that's after Windows 98 second edition. So, AI has been created since Windows 98. Algorithms. Windows 95 was just a pipe dream. Windows 98 first edition was supposed to be the takeoff of the new apps, because that's what they relied upon, the apps, to make it better and more enhanced. But they did that in the second edition. Then after that, they went up, and they went up, floundered, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all the way up till Windows 7. They floundered back and forth all the way up to Windows 7. After Windows 7 is when they put in the new technology. Moving away from master boot record to guild partition, GPT. Where we're at today with our hard drives, upper memory system, you have to have an upper memory that's written with zeros and ones and all that sorts of good stuff. You have to have a boot record. So as soon as they moved up to GPT, guild partition table, that's when UEFI was born. And with UEFI born, that's where the AI started to kick in, when UEFI was born. So, you guys got any thoughts on this? Leave it in the chat. Let's see what you think about this. But at the end of the day, there's no artificial intelligence. There's no such thing. Get this through you guys' minds. It's algorithm intelligence. AI. Algorithm intelligence. AI. Does that make sense, Machine?
Mm-hmm.
So what's your thought?
No, I don't know much about the secure boot and all that stuff. You know more about that stuff than me.
Right, but it comes down to the end of the day, everybody's thinking they're protected. Your computer's more vulnerable than it has been in the last 4 years. That's the problem. Nobody's exploring this. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody wants to come out of the box and say the truth about what they're really doing. They were priming us up for this moment for algorithm intelligence. Algorithm intelligence. I'm going to call it for what it is. So they were priming us up for this moment. making up all these little things that they called new technology. How about they made up all these things called more excuses why they can't, how can I say this, machine? Innovate. There we go. Innovation starts from scratch. Do you think any one of these companies have started from scratch since 40 years ago? No, they haven't. Intel's still using the same basic I/O connection they've been using since 40 years ago. AMD hasn't changed their interconnectivity until AM7. It's not going to change until AM7. So basically, we're running on the same bullshit they've been giving us all this time. And all they've been doing is inching out little by little bit more performance, teasing us the whole freaking time. Teasing us, put new names on it, tease us, give us 5% here, 5% there, tease us with this. How long have we been on 8-core 16 thread? How long has Microsoft Windows been on 8-core 16 thread scheduler? Come on, guys. It's not hard. Why do you think 16-core 32 threads doesn't work well when it comes to playing games? Why do you think they shut off half the cores? Because it's based upon the 8-core 16 thread scheduler that Microsoft put in there. There's no innovation. Nothing. You guys been feeding under a rock. They've been feeding nothing but bullshit under a rock. But nobody's calling them out on this. Nobody's getting to the crux of why we pay so much for our equipment. No one's talking about it. AI intelligence, yeah. Okay, where? Somebody else is going to write a code? Oh, now we got AI writing its own code. So they don't have to spend money. So they can put people out of jobs. So let's see what Mr. Fake Frame says. Agentic AI is the new gimmick for AI currently that all these tech companies are targeted currently, since they know that they have to keep switching to try and make people believe it's useful. True. Agreed.
True.
Agreed. But it's all bullshit what they're feeding everybody. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows. Well, the ones that are not running around with blinders like a horse know that. I mean, let's get to the crux of it. I was on X. You guys know Twitter X. I was on X. A company put something out there. They said, and I told Machine this, and we're gonna. Now they said, what would you rather have? A computer with 64 gigs of RAM that's integrated graphics, or would you rather run something like a 5090 with 8 gigabytes of VRAM? One's got 64 gigs, the other one's got 8. And we all know that the 5090's got the compute. Even if you put 8 gigabytes of VRAM on it, you can still run it at 6.5 gigabytes and still get the high-end performance out of it. So yeah, why would I go for integrated graphics? Even though that I know with 64 gigs of system RAM with integrated graphics, I can reserve 16 gigabytes of system RAM and make it optimal between the two. But your gaming your game developers don't recognize integrated graphics anyway. So guess what? It's a waste of time. Integrated graphics is only going to help you in diagnosing things. Now it's not going to help you play games anymore. It's just for diagnosing things. Game developers don't put integrated graphics into the category of most of your games. I've tried quite a few games and it doesn't run with integrated graphics. So it's a waste of time. That's the reason why you go the other route with the 5090 and 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Makes sense. So, knock on wood, guys. Innovation. We're all looking for innovation. Innovation of what? What are they going to innovate now? They're already going to change the name instead of nanometers on when you look at your CPU or your GPU, it says it's going to be at 3 nanometers. No, they're changing the name of that too. They're not happy with it. So they're going to change that name. Look what they did. Look what NVIDIA did by packaging data center with gaming to hide the fact that they don't have any cards anymore. That the only way NVIDIA's prices are going to stay up high like they are is they choke hold the amount of stock that they sent to the consumer. They're not making cards, guys. It's all bullshit. And I use NVIDIA, but I am calling them out on this bull. It's all crap. They're not making the cards. They're not making 50 series cards. They're not making 40 series. They're not making 30 series. They're not making any series. The only thing they're making is data centers. That's all they're making. What we got is what's on the market to the retailers. And that's it. Whatever they got on the shelves, they're not making anything else right now. And as far as the Super Series, that might become bullshit too. They might make 50,000 of those cards, and that's it. And then the price goes up on those. So there's only going to be a certain amount that gets the Super Series cards if they come out. Am I wrong, Machine? Come on, man.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're still making some 5,000 series cards.
Not really, no. From what I've heard, that they're not really making them. They're trickling them once every 6 months. That's not making them. That's just trickling them. So that way they keep a foothold in the market. That's the only reason they're doing it. And also, too, they're keeping the price high by doing it this way, too. They've cornered this game. They cornered the community. They have forced our hands to where we're left with no other options other than used market. But that's cornered, too, because they're charging new prices. Let's see what's going on in there. Hello, Dr. Blitz. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Welcome back to the live stream. Going to use agents for predicting computer-generated lottery draws. Yeah, no, we're going to lose on that too, right? I agree. It's all going to be AI generated. Algorithm generated. So MTBK says 8-core design limited by Windows scheduler and not the core design itself. Nope, it's not the core design itself. It's basically it's Microsoft by design. If AMD or Intel says to Microsoft, hey, we want to move the scheduler up to the new next level, then Microsoft will do it and give us an update. And so that way now we're able to use a full scheduler for 16 cores. But they're not doing it because they're making too much money with 8-core. They're making more money by giving us less. Everybody just needs to wake up and smell the coffee. So, cache is more likely to be mesh instead of ring bus. Yeah, true. 16 cores per chip. Well, actually, you got 16 theoretical cores. You got 8 physical, 16 theoretical. So, yep, Dr. Blitz, you're right. Super Series is a cash grab. I do agree with you. What haphazard AMD eliminates all 8-core CCDs. We're going to see on AM6, though, MTBK, we're going to see it on if they're going to, they said they're going to be, is it AM6 or AM7? It was either one. They were talking about bringing out the new 12-core. Singles 12-core CCDs. So when those come out, the scheduler is going to be moved up to 12-core. From 8-core to 12-core. You guys see what I'm saying now. You're going to get it. You're going to get what I'm saying. So when they move up to that 12-core, that 12-core is going to be more money in their pocket. People are going to want it. They're going to spend whatever it takes to get that 12-core. They're going to entice you. They're going to want you to get it. Machine, I don't think everybody's understanding where this is going.
Well, even if AM6 comes out and they make a 12-core on one CCD, the system's going to be too expensive.
Yeah, I know.
And that chip's going to be really expensive. The board's going to be expensive. The RAM's going to be expensive. The memory, the storage going to be expensive. Like the only thing that's cheap is the case and the PSU, depending on which one you get. So, like everything, just like they're pumping up all of this hardware that nobody can afford.
This is going to be next level shit.
I think that's why they're making boards. If I remember reading this correctly, they're making boards for the next Intel chip.
Yeah.
That will be able to run DDR4. So that way people can use their old RAM.
Right.
So, but I don't know. Like to me, it's like, oh great, a 12-core. It's going to be $600, and the RAM's going to be $800, and then all of a sudden you have a $3,000 PC. Well, nobody can afford that. So,
well, truthfully, that new 12-core that they're going to be putting out, I hate to break the news to you, it's going to be approximately $800. $799. Now, when they come out with right after that, the 24-core, that's going to be like $1,300, $1,400, maybe $1,500. Especially AMD talking about instead of putting, what is it, 126 megabytes of L cache on it. They're talking about 256 megabytes of L cache on the more expensive stuff.
mm-hmm.
You're looking at $1,500-$1,600 easily. Look what they did for the 9950X 3D2 or the 9900X 3D2. Look what they did. Is it $800, $900, somewhere in there? They're priming everybody up for that next level crap. So when the next level crap comes out, don't expect it to be cheap. It's not happening. Entry level now these days is being phased out. So let me see what you guys got to say in the chat. I wonder what happens. Yeah, you're right. Older CPUs, they're MTBK. when it comes to gaming, the ones that had 12 and 16 cores on there, the ones with the 2 CCDs, they might not work correctly when they start coming out with the single 12, single 24, single 36 core processors, because it's all on one CCD. If that's the case, if they're going to do that. But we know for a solid fact they're coming out with the single 12 core CCD. So they could have a duet core, two 12 core CCDs making 24 cores and so on. But we already know that. The super refresh does help the 5080 cents. That card does need 24 gigabytes of VRAM.
But here's the thing. A 5080 Super is going to be $2,500 fucking dollars.
There you go.
So what the hell?
There you go.
The 5070 will be lucky at 18 gigabytes of VRAM. Will be lucky to have that under 800. Lucky. So the only cards that make sense are the 5070 and the 5060 Super. That's it. Everything else is for the 1%ers that can afford that stuff.
Yep.
I mean,
I
never pay $2,500 for a GPU if I'm just gaming. Never, ever, ever.
Nope.
Never.
I would never pay that neither.
That's why I got my card when I got it.
Yeah.
Because if the prices were the way they are right now, I would not have the card I have. I would be running with a 9070 XT for $650. That's what I would be running right now.
Well, look at the rumor mill right now going on with the Steam box. $1,300 machine.
Yep.
It's crazy.
No, we'll see. I bet you it comes out next month.
Yeah.
I bet you. It comes out right when, RDNA 3 gets FSR 4.1. Timing. I wonder if Steam has some kind of contract where they couldn't put it in ahead of time.
Probably.
For the launch of the Steam machine. That's why they didn't do it.
I really don't see using a 5-year-old hardware and paying $1,300 for it. I'm sorry, I'm not going with it.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, for 5-year-old hardware. It's not happening.
It's RDNA 3. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's 3 or 3.5. But let's see what the chat's saying. Dr. Blitz says, is Super Series officially confirmed?
Is it? I just looked it up. It says it's not yet, but
it's not. No. It's not confirmed yet. Until I get word that NVIDIA puts it out there, it's not confirmed.
I don't see it happening.
It's just a leak. I think the Steam machine is going to launch in July. We all know it will. It's already been confirmed it's gonna.
Yep, Steam machine, the same day Steam machine launches, it'll be the same day FSR 4.1 goes live on RDNA 3.
Here's a really good thing that we should bring up, machine. The handhelds. I got a lot of emails about the RDNA 3.5 on handhelds that they feel pissed because they didn't have, they couldn't get FSR 4.1. They felt robbed because they couldn't get 4.1.
Well, here's a reason for that. I looked into that too. What I found is that on the smaller handhelds, you have to have as much performance as possible.
Of course.
And on the older RDNA 3 and 2 handhelds, FSR 4 doesn't give them an FPS bump like 3.5 does. So they don't want their 60 FPS games to go to 45 because it looks better than it plays like crap. Right. They would rather have a solid plain machine that has some, graphical things here and there that has good FPS than having something that looks good you can't play.
It's better to have it running good than to have the magic fake numbers lead you in that direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically,
because that's what they're saying. Because I think MSI said something about that.
I heard about it.
Why they're not doing it is because they can't get it to the performance levels.
The problem is they don't explain this. That's the problem. They don't explain none of this to the people so they understand the reason why. No, they keep putting them off. Keep saying, well, we'll think about it. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. Well, you know what? You're kind of leading everybody into a bad direction by saying, I'm going to think, they're going to think about it. They're not sure that they're going to do it, but they're going to think about it. I mean, why lead somebody in that bad direction? That's what I don't understand.
I think they're just, some of the stuff is contract, like with Steam Machine. The reason why they didn't release it earlier. There's stuff that we don't know behind the scenes. Because we all know it works. Because somebody wrote the code. So, I don't know. There's a lot behind the scenes that happen with this stuff. But when it comes to the handhelds, you need to get as much FPS as you can for the hardware that you have. And 3.1 does a really 3.1, 3.5 does a really good job.
Well,
at giving you more FPS than FSR 4 does.
Yeah, but here's the problem. See, if they go to use FSR 4 for the handhelds, what's going to happen? You know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. Power draw. They're going to draw too much power. And your battery life is not going to last as long as you wanted it to. So one of the reasons is battery life. Second reason is performance. And, comes down to the end of the day, would you rather have 3.5 giving you better battery life and better performance? Or would you rather have 4.1 that's designed for desktop computers? And maybe laptops too, who knows? Maybe not.
I think eventually the handhelds will be designed properly that it can run FSR 4.
By then, they'll probably be up to RDNA 5, bro.
Yeah.
So by the time they come out with that, they'll be superseding it, so it won't matter anymore. It's just like Dr. Blitz brought up the 6090. Okay, what's going to happen when they come out with the 6000 series, which they got the Pro series? NVIDIA has the Pro series because they got the 6000 Pro. That's $10,000. So you can't tell me they don't have the 6000 series ready. That's bullshit. They got it ready. They had it ready. It's been ready. They haven't released it because they've been putting all of their effort into these data centers. Why the whole push for these data centers? What? Because memory? You're going to make people pay for their own PCs. When they bought their PC, you're going to make them pay again through the cloud. And people don't realize what the cloud is. You know what the cloud is, Machine?
All I know is it doesn't belong to me.
No. Do you know what the cloud is?
It's servers.
No. It's storage.
Yeah, well, man.
Yeah. What do you think? I got 16 terabytes of system hard drive space in my PC. I have my own cloud in my PC. I don't need their cloud. I have my own ecosystem in my PC. You get my point?
Mhm.
I don't have to pay companies for my own ecosystem. I can build my own little data center if I want my own personal ecosystem for storage. I mean, there's a little more to it, yes. You know, because when they put the data centers together, it gives it like a RAM boost and stuff like that. Yeah, it kind of takes the load off of your PC. But when you spend money to have that load on your PC, what the hell you want a data center for? You, it's just putting something in your backyard that you don't need. What if you get robbed? Yeah, true. There you go. What if you get robbed? Main reason that NVIDIA doesn't want to release the GeForce cards is simply due to their workstation data centers. Yeah, I agree with that. Sharing the same node, TSMC silicons, not the GDR7 VRAM, since that is cheap. Yeah, I do agree. DDR5 and high bandwidth memory is much more expensive than GDR7. Yeah, because with high bandwidth memory, you got to stack it. And that takes a lot more to stack it. Stacks higher than the normal GDR7 and GDR6. Yes, I do agree. That's what makes it more, because you can take and sandwich more on one chip to give you more bandwidth in your memory. Yeah, we understand that. But our normal classic computers don't need all that bullshit. That's where the world is trying, majority of the world is trying to tell these companies, our PCs don't need that. Our PCs just need to work, to play games, to have fun, to work, as we're the users of our own kingdom. We control our own kingdom. Why don't they focus on cracking down on the people that are hacking systems and fix that problem before creating this problem? Does that make sense, Machine?
Yeah.
They just opened up a new can of worms. It's called give the hackers wild options to these data centers. And they have all the memory they want. They have all the power they need. And they can take down any system in this world. And you guys know I'm right about that.
I'll go back to Dr. Blitz saying, what if you get robbed? We are being robbed right now.
Yeah, exactly. We are. Our information's being stolen right now as we speak.
We're getting robbed on hardware prices, getting robbed on everything. Yeah, it's highway robbery right now.
You even step out the goddamn door, you're robbed automatically. As soon as you step out that door, you get into your car and you turn it on, you're robbed. Gas prices. It's not just the government doing this. The states are doubling up on taxes on gas. I mean, you have to look at California as an example. They got a triple gas tax. They tax the gas 3 goddamn times. So it's like over almost $3.10 that goes straight to the government for every gallon of gas you get.
Well, how else are they supposed to pay for votes?
They don't pay for nothing. They put that shit in their pocket. And now they're going to take and turn around on top of that. They're going to charge everybody that drives a car 8 cents a mile, and they're going to put a monitoring device in your car to monitor how much you drive per year. And they're going to put it on top of your house taxes. I don't own a house, so they can't put it on my taxes. Said and put. I'm more worried about the food prices, rent prices, electric prices, gas, and etc. I have enough PC hardware to last 5 years.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. I mean, maybe I'll buy a piece here and a piece there to build a PC, another one. But the way it's going right now, we'll see what happens in by the end of this year. We'll see how it rolls. We don't even
GPUs to supply Jay here with some hardware.
Yeah, it's getting bad, man. I mean, people want to build PCs again. People want to have fun again. That's the reason why there's the PC community, to have fun.
Only people with money can have fun.
Yeah, true.
Go out and play with the dirt.
Well, you know, I still get the project right next to me. The project that I'm making. You guys see 1, 2, 3, 4 sticks right here. 4 RAM sticks. Yeah. Here, let me gimbal it over there a little bit so you can see it. I got 4 sticks. Right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's all Corsair RAM, too. Ain't that something? It's all Corsair. 64 gigs of it. Good lordy. And you know how much they want for all that RAM? $500. They want $500 for all this. That's crazy. We should know everything by early 2028. Yeah, I do agree there, Dr. Blitz.
Know everything about what?
What's going to happen about the 6000 series, 60 series?
Yeah, I think it's going to be held off a year. If the Super Series comes out, it'll be another year before 6000 comes out.
No, yeah.
Because they wouldn't launch them so close together unless they just have a bunch of Supers built already.
No.
And they just need to dump them. But I would still think they'd wait a year.
Or they can do like they did between the 40 and 50 series.
Because TSMC's, I mean, they're worried about their damn servers and stuff. So the blades and all that. So all of their silicon is being used mainly for that, and then whatever's left over is what we get. But we're going to see.
All right. I thank you for that recommendation there, Fake Frames.
What is it?
Oh, it's in the chat. Yeah. I was reading it.
Okay.
You just need to unlock extra CUs up to 40 of them in Linux. Well, I'm going to look at it like this, man. Okay, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm not running to Linux. I can run to Zorin OS if I wanted to. I've been on Windows for so many years. I've seen the ups and downs and everything else. I've seen everybody's little cry towels. I've seen it all. To me, I don't have a problem with Windows. The problem I'm seeing is everybody creating more problems for Windows. So they got to modify shit. And then when they modify stuff, guess what happens? We get corruption on our PC. Am I wrong? Probably. But the thing is this. not every PC is created equal. You got Microsoft trying to play a balancing act to all the PCs that are connected to their system all through the whole world. In their operating system, the ecosystem of the operating system. Not all PCs are created equal. If the PC's made, if you just threw it together, plug and play, there you go, saying, okay, well, yeah, I'm going to use all Microsoft drivers and everything else. And then you crash like crazy and you can't figure out why. Oh, you never went to the motherboard manufacturer and got their drivers. You never went to the chipset manufacturer and got their chipset drivers. You never went to the graphics card, the one that makes your graphics card. You never went and got their drivers. No, you just depended on Windows, plug and play. The plug and play era is over. There is no more plug and play. Basic drivers, that's it. There is no more plug and play. Basic drivers. Until you get the drivers from the manufacturer, it's all plug and play basic. Even if it says, oh yeah, this is NVIDIA drivers, it's coming from Microsoft. If you don't load the drivers from the company themselves, you're just running on the WHQL drivers that have been gutted out of just down to basic. Because that's what Microsoft does, is they turn around, gut out all the drivers, and just give you the basics. That's why it never runs right, is because they gut it out. So when you get it from, let's say, NVIDIA drivers from NVIDIA's website, or you get it from the NVIDIA app and you update it, you're getting it right directly from them. No, Microsoft wants to do one better. They want to take all the drivers that you can get on NVIDIA's website, they want to put it in the Microsoft Store. They tried to do that with MSI. With my motherboard driver updates for the MSI, what do you call that? The MSI Center, they shoved it into the Microsoft Store. How did I disconnect? What the hell? Did I just disconnect?
Yeah, you're disconnected.
I have no drop frames. Sorry, guys.
No.
Sorry, guys. Let everything catch up.
You're back. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any drop frames. I don't get it. Don't tell me the internet.
It's a glitch in the matrix.
It's a glitch in the matrix. Okay, we're back, guys. Sorry about that. I'm still trying to figure out this internet thing. I told you before I've been going through trial and error with this. So let's get back to seeing what everybody's talking about. You just need to unlock the extra CUs. Oh, we talked about that. PS6 and 6090 at the same time. That hurt. What the hell? Why did it? I swear to God, I turned off the sleep.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it did. It went to sleep. It's like somebody's in my PC fucking with me. I'm going through to make sure everything's.
Yeah, Hotspot just wants to be slapped around a little bit, evidently.
Yeah, sleep background's turned off. Turn that off. Turn that off. I'm gonna lock the camera completely out. So
He says no sound.
no sound.
No sound.
Seriously? You can't hear me. You can't hear me neither.
Hold on, let me get the. Hold on a second. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Because I'm looking at the meter here and it's showing that I got volume.
You're good.
Why is it every time I turn around, I get on the live stream and everything else, and it's always something wacky going on, man? I don't get it.
I told you got the worst luck.
Yeah, no shit, right? Awesome, awesome. We got sound.
Should probably get to the other article.
What other article? We did both of the articles.
You didn't need video one?
Yeah, we just talked about it, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at the point where we already know that, you know, to these companies, they're running out of money. We all know that. That's the one you were talking about, right?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. So when it comes to that, according to Morgan Stanley, hyperscaler borrowing is going to be $400 billion this year. So you can't sustain that. How do you get your money back from that?
You don't.
So investors are going to look at this and go, what am I throwing my money at?
It's not your money you're throwing. It's other people's money.
Correct. But it's people's 401ks. It's, you know.
It's not. They don't care. I know. I understand that, but it's not their money. It's your money.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I just.
DV says you need AI CBD. LOL. Yeah. Probably do. You never know. But I'll put it to you like this. Guys, the reason why you come to my channel, number one, I hope you watch the videos from beginning to end. I hope that you subscribe to the channel. I hope that you put positive likes on the videos. I hope that, you know, you help us out get to 4,000 watch hours. Because guess what? I am now down 900 hours. I'm not maintaining the hours. I'm putting the videos in and I'm not maintaining the hours. It's because nobody's really clicking on and watching the videos from beginning to end. So it's disappointing, bro. It seems that if I don't have the face, I don't have the attitude, nobody has the time. You get my point?
I don't think that this is the group that's doing it.
Yeah.
He did it like a month ago.
It wasn't a month. It was only a couple weeks ago.
Close enough.
Oh, there you go. Oh, thank you, John Paul, for watching beginning to end. I do appreciate it. But I need everybody to do it. We got over 1,000 subscribers. I just need 4,000 watch hours, which we don't have to work to the 4,000. We only got 900 to go. And once we get past that and we're locked in with YouTube, we no longer have to worry about the watch time hours. It goes into views, how many views you get. So it locks it into another level. And I've had this channel almost 4 years. September 6th will be 4 years on this channel that I've been keeping it going. 4 years. And, you know, I was sitting there watching, Machine. All these new creators, they get 1,000 subs and they get 4,000 watch hours in 30 days. How the hell is that possible? You know? They get it in 30 days. They get this. I'm not crying or complaining about it, but I'm like, damn. Yeah, I should be. I should be whining about it. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Sounds like Tanner Winston's about to go ahead.
Why?
Dr. Blitz says they pay for it. Yeah, well, Dr. Blitz, I understand that, but I want real people on my channel. I don't want bots on my channel. You get what I'm saying? I want real people on the channel. I don't pay for bots. That's against the terms of service of YouTube. And if you get caught doing that, your channel will get deleted. I am not going down this road with that nonsense. I am doing it the right way. They all can do it the wrong way and they can get away with it, but I'm doing it the right way. At least I know everybody that's on the channel is real people. Real people. And I have respect for every one of you guys. And I do thank you for the ones that have subscribed to the channel. Now, the ones that are just watching my videos, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Simple. I mean, yeah, sometimes I'll fall off the bench. Yeah, sometimes I'll have, things come in my mind and I just go crazy once in a while. But the thing is this, in the end of the day, I keep it real. I say how it is. And if people don't like it, it's just too damn bad. My channel, I'll say it the way I want. Right, Machine?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you guys want a down-to-earth, real kind of reaction from me, you'll get it. And I've always said, if a company screws up, they're going to pay for it. If they do good, you're going to know about it. So either way you want to really look at it, you're going to know about it. Simple. Either good, bad, or ugly. Okay, if they make a good product, I'm going to tell you about it. And so far, I haven't seen nothing in the past year that impressed me. There's only one card out of all the cards that are in this world that impressed me. And it's the one I'm using now for content creating. So, DV says, Jay is not only tech, he is the real friend. Thank you, Jay. You're welcome, man. You're most welcome. I mean, I'm trying to keep it as real as I can. Also, Machine, nice people. Yeah, Machine is nice people, bro. I do agree. Hey, it's always good to be honest. I'm not going to lie to anybody. What do I gain from that? You know that, Machine? Tell the guys out there, what do you gain from lying? What do you gain from exaggeration? What do you gain from, blowing everybody's head up? You gain nothing. Am I wrong?
Oh.
What do you think you gain from all this animosity, all this fear mongering, making people feel bad because of one thing or another thing, or telling them the truth and they don't like to hear it?
Yeah, well, that's probably why a lot of these guys get more views, because they tell people what they want to hear, or they do drama.
Yeah, they dramatize it so much, they lie to the community, and when people find out the truth, they're like, oh yeah, that's how it went. I'm not going down that avenue. I'm going directly for it. I'm not going down the slippery slope like everybody else does. Fearmonger the shit out of somebody and make them feel bad when they buy equipment, and then turn around and say, oh yeah, that's the best equipment in the world. I'm not going to do that. You know, I can tell you the RTX, the Asus Dual RTX 4070 OC model, I've been running all this time, except for 1 year of this channel. The first year was I was running integrated graphics. The was it oh shit, I even forgot what it was. God damn, I gotta sit there and look at the motherboard. Y'all making me do this, aren't you? Oh, I gotta look at the motherboard. The 5600G. Same motherboard when I first started the channel. So, I ran for a year doing content creating on that board with 64 gigs of RAM. I first started with 16 gigs. Wasn't happy with 16 gigs. So I purchased for $127, 64. And I ran it with that B450 motherboard for a whole year, content creating. It sucked. Yeah, it really sucked, but I got the videos out. Then I went to the 5700X. And this at the time was new motherboard. So I switched over from the 450 to the 550. So now I'm on the 850. So me and Machine just skipped away from everything. We went to the 850.
Yeah.
So,
probably should have gotten an 870, but it's not the end of the world.
yeah.
So I probably should have gotten an 870, but it's not the end of the world.
Well, hello, Mighty Road King. Good to see you, man. Welcome to the live stream. Will RAM prices go down? To be honest with you, they might, but they might not. It seems the RAM manufacturers had a roadmap that they announced to everybody that they're doing, and they told everybody as long as they're making, more RAM for data centers, like 60, 70% for data centers, and giving us the 30%, the markup's going to be 60%. So basically, it's going to be what, 4,000% machine?
Mm-hmm.
Or not 4,000. It's like, if my DDR4 RAM cost $129 and it's $500, close to $500 now. So, and by next year, it could be up to about another 250. If this keeps going up and up and up. And also, too, with just like what I was saying earlier on the live stream, AMD leaving a loophole open for your system RAM. Is AMD looking to destroy your system RAM? Are they looking to destroy your system from the inside out? Are they looking to do this because they figured they can make more money by pushing you up to the data centers to make you pay monthly or make you buy another PC? I mean, what is it going to be? Let's be honest with each other, guys. I mean, let's get to the truth. Why would they open up a security hole in their CPU just to leave that security hole open for your system RAM? Why would they just open up that certain area to be attacked? What's the reasoning? I mean, if you get a day zero attack, what are you going to do then? What if you can't get it off of your PC? What are you going to do then? Your RAM is destroyed. Once you get a day zero attack on your going through your CPU all the way to your RAM, it's it. It's done embedded itself into your system RAM. And believe it or not, there's vulnerabilities in your system RAM. So, where can I get an LGA 1151 Z370 or Z390 board? Yeah, might want to think about the used market right now.
There's some on the Amazon.
Well, if they're on Amazon, but you got to make sure.
Link.
Technically, they might be coming out of China too, bro.
Yeah, I sent you a link on your computer one, so you can show them.
Okay.
There's also an ASRock Strix version of it. There's a Oris, Gigabyte Oris one. That's the cheaper one.
Right.
There's not many, obviously, with that oldest.
No, there's a very slim picking right now. I can tell you that much.
And it's expensive too, probably because of the slim pickings.
Yeah.
But they all ship from Amazon, so going to be safer that way and under warranty.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what you got. Gigabyte motherboard.
Yeah, there's an ASRock Strix one too, but it's like $70 more.
It's a private seller on Amazon.
But it ships from Amazon.
Yeah, it's a private seller that ships it to their warehouse, and they have it in their warehouse.
Correct, and that's going to be also under the Amazon warranty because it ships from them.
Yeah, CPU models i3, Z390 clock speed, memory clock speed 4266, 1151. Intel LGA 1151. Where's that? Where did I put it? Oh, I know what you guys are talking about. I remember that. Why would you want that kind of processor? That's the question. Why would you want an LGA 1151?
You might already have a processor.
No, I just put it up in to show everybody. LGA 1151.
Yep.
I have one in my hand. So, Pretty cool, huh? So, I get the point. But I'll be honest with you. Best you're going to get off of that's going to run very well, is Windows 10. Windows 10 is going to be your best.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Is if you go to RAM kits, how come if there's a shortage, you can buy 30 kits per customer? If there's such a shortage.
There isn't. It's all been a fantasy because they physically shorted the community on purpose to jack up the prices. They trickled it out very slowly so the prices would get jacked.
It's 2010.
Sandy Bridge. Ivy Bridge.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, should do up to, if I remember right, that motherboard should do up to 32 gigabytes of system RAM. Depending on the motherboard manufacturer. But If you go to use like a Dell Optiplex, you can get them all day long in the Dell Optiplex. So, is it worth it? No.
It depends on what chip he's got.
Yeah, but if you remember what I said last time to you there, Mr. Machine, let me put this over here for a real quick, helpful minute.
I mean, if he wants to make his stuff last longer.
Well, if he wants to, you know, he can go to AliExpress. I did. I went to AliExpress and got this. $150 for this whole thing. You get 32 gigs of ECC RAM. You can get they sell them with the V3 now. You can get the Xeon processor. You can get the V3, the V4 versions. And you can probably get the motherboard, the RAM, and the CPU for $150.
Can you still get that for that price?
Hell yeah, you can still get it. Motherboard over there, the prices are starting to come down on their stuff. So yeah, you can if you want to shop that way, and you want to get 32 gigs of DDR4 ECC RAM, which don't knock it, guys. I've tested it. I've gamed with it. There's no problem with it. So I've already tested that motherboard. It games pretty well. And plus, that motherboard will take an NVMe SSD as well. I've already ran the Crucial P2 NVMe SSD 1 terabyte on that board. Runs fine. Not a problem. Also, that motherboard right there will run Windows 11 25H2. Surprise! It'll run it. Let's see what else you guys got. Time with the bridges. Well, so basically, I'm saying like this: 13-year-old CPU, right? 13-year-old CPU. What's it equal to? Probably the Gen 4 series. 4th generation. Runs Windows 11 25H2 with no problem. Do you think it'll get flagged? No, it won't get flagged. Because it's a server workstation CPU. So it was not going to get flagged by Microsoft. And if they try to flag it, you can get around that too. So basically, how you can get around it, here's a little trick. If you got an Intel system right now, what you can do is you can take the new drive, plug it into your original system, clone your drive to your new hard drive, your new SSD. Then after you clone it, take it out, put it in that motherboard. Guess what? Windows will rewrite all the little codes that they need to make that chipset work. So you do a cleanup program after you get this said and done. You got Windows 11 25H2 on your your little hoopty, your little PC. That you can do with that. That's how you can get around it. A 13-year-old processor still will handle Windows 11. So, I have a voice delay. Shit, yeah, I do. Oh, not again. Okay, we're going to work around this. Give me a moment. We will find out. I have no drop frames. I don't get it. Audio. 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 I'm working on it, guys. I am working on it. One, two, three, 4, 5, 1 second, point 30 millisecond delay.
Yeah, there is a delay.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on it right now. Okay. Interesting thought, though. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is there still a delay? Audio. Audio, 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 audio. Audio. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How's that? Is that better? Okay. Let me see. I haven't noticed it because listening enough mostly. Even action screen when Jay shows something on the screen stays active long enough, so won't matter. Though I haven't noticed before the new setup either. Looks like a 0.8 to 0.9 second delay. Audio. That's got to be between OBS, audio. That's got to be OBS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's got to be OBS. Let me see if I can cut around this. Let me go to my audio section. Okay, let me see if that makes a difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It still doesn't make a difference. I even went a different route too. Audio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's nothing I can do about it, guys. We're just going to have to work with it until I can figure out what's going on. Can you still hear me talk on the mic there, machine?
Yeah.
Okay, so I tried another way and it doesn't seem to be working. Okay, so we're going to have to work around it, guys, until I can figure that out. I thought I had it worked out. I guess I didn't have it worked out. I shouldn't have that much of a delay on there. I'm only using 3.2% of my CPU. I'm not using barely anything in my GPU. So, what do you think, machine? What do you think?
I try not to.
Right. But I'm trying to get the voice straight. Let's see if there's something on OBS I can do. Or Ozbot. I think it's when Ozbot went to sleep. I think that's what happened too. Audie. Oh. Yep, that's exactly what happened. All right, guys, I know it happened. It seems every time this Ozbot goes to sleep, that's what happens. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to filter that out. But there's another way I can try too. And let me see. One more second. Let me see if I can go into sound. No recording. Audie. Audio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio. I'm trying with the different microphone to see if that makes a difference. Trying with the camera microphone, and I'm trying with the portable microphone. So when buying a router, one needs to take a look how well the manufacturer supports it. Sounds complicated at first. Yeah, it is. It's complicated. But sooner or later, you'll get around it. And you're going to have to use the ISPs, the one that they buy for their company, because if you don't buy that one, they don't have access to your data. And that's what pisses them off, is because the internet service provider, when you buy your own box, they don't have access, so they can't steal your data. Now, when you get their box, they have all the intellectual rights in the world to steal the data that comes off your line. But with you having your own box, they can't steal nothing because it's locked. They can't see nothing. They can't tell you nothing. They don't know nothing. Because your privacy is locked. And that's what they hate. And that's why they make it so difficult to use your own private box when it comes to your internet. So there it is. So, oh my goodness. That didn't make no difference. So I might as well go into the settings. Fix the audio. It made no difference. Okay, so we know that didn't make any difference. We'll work on it. We'll get it fixed. I do apologize for the delay, guys. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do. It was the camera that kind of flickered off on OBS. And if OBS is becoming a problem, then I'm going to have to resolve it. So, but anyway, Mr. Machine, what do you think? Is it time to call it?
Yeah.
I think so too. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it right here. We do appreciate you and thank you for sticking with us tonight. It's been a blast. Machine, you got anything you want to tell anybody or everybody, or you want to put a shout out or whatever you want to do?
Yeah, I think if we can just watch some of the videos, that would be what I would ask people to do. Especially anything from the last year that you haven't seen. I would pick the last 9 months.
Well, if
that would get at least something.
Yeah.
We'll get that. We're trying to just hit that number a little bit at a time.
Well, you figure if we have 1,000 subscribers, right? And if they all watch 1 hour a piece, that's 1,000 watch hours. That would push us over the top. But that's up to you guys. We're not going to twist your arm. We say we appreciate you. We thank you for being here. And we always say thank you. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the JJPB community. We always say that to you guys. But we hope you guys do understand and, help us get to the next level. I think it's time that this year is the year we get to the next level and we keep moving up and up and up. Because if you got people out there screaming and shouting and, about nothing, and they're getting 20 to 30 to 40,000 people watching their videos, then what am I doing wrong when I'm trying to bring everybody in and I'm trying to tell you guys what the real deal is? So I'm going to continue to do what I do best, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop making videos for nobody. I'm going to make them until the day I die. Just to let you guys know that I'm not going to stop. This channel is not going to end, and this channel has a future. But I would appreciate it, and I do appreciate you guys, and I hope you appreciate me and help me out and help the channel out and watch some videos. Doesn't cost you anything, and it helps the channel. So, Machine, should we tell everybody good night, goodbye, and everything else, or what are we going to do?
Yeah, I think that's everything we need to do, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Let me see. Last words. So when buying a router, one needs to take a look how well the manufacturer supports it. True, they do. Sounds complicated first. Oh yeah, we already went through that. Do you care to join the voice chat after the stream? No, we can join the voice chat. I don't see having a problem with that. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and jump out of here. We do appreciate you as always. And if this is your first time here and you made it to the end of the live stream, which is instant replay because I set it up for instant replay so you can watch it again. But please subscribe to the channel. Help keep us busy working and hit the like button. Keep Mr. Machine working. And don't forget about the notification bell so you know when we post the next video or live stream. But do remember, guys, you want to help the channel out again. I know I'm beating the dead horse, but if you want to really help us out, hit the videos. Watch each one beginning to end. If you watch the same video more than once, it's not going to give me any more watch hours. So you got to watch different videos from today and going back. Like Mr. Machine says, go back 9 months. Just binge out, go back 9 months, have fun, and, then come back to me or leave a comment on the video and we'll talk about it then. I do read all the comments. Just let you guys know that. I do daily. I read all the comments daily. Now, trick with me is since I'm by myself, it could take up to 72 hours for me to answer you on those comments that you make on the videos. So give me time. I will get to you guys. Trust me, I have answered every question that you guys put out there. So until the next time and the next video, you guys know who it is. We'll see you on the next one.
I'll never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.